So why don't you tell us what today is?
Well, today is the day I've been waiting for a year.
It's 5:38 on the West Coast, which means it's 8:38 on the East Coast, which means America is watching, people.
I feel really excited. I mean, nervous. I haven't slept for days.
I've never been a part of something kind of so anticipated before in my life, so I'm really excited and nervous.
It's a big day for all of us.
Excitement and, nervousness.
The energy on the set's exciting.
My stomach is filled with butterflies.
All I know is I'm really proud of the show and the pilot.
Hi! Hi! I'm a nervous wreck? Yeah, me too. Oh, good. Okay.
Hey, Mark?
Over and above the blackout and visions, the central question is free will and destiny.
I was having a memory of the future.
Oftentimes during the course of shooting this series, people have, asked us, would you want to know? We're all prophets now.
You have to start thinking about who's in control when something like this happens.
What if I didn't see anything because I'm gonna be dead?
How do you change your fate or make that fate happen? Do you do nothing? Do you try? What do you do? It's an interesting place to put people psychologically.
It's one of the more interesting concepts of FlashForward, the fact that we now are affected by our future in the same way that we can be affected by our past.
Our experiment killed 20 million people.
What do people do with the emotional baggage upon waking up after their flash forward?
And so instead of character determining destiny, on Flash Forward, destiny determines character, which is a beautiful reversal and is an exercise for a writer and for an actor, I think, as well.
I'm Robert J. Sawyer. I'm the author of the novel Flash Forward, upon which this wonderful TV series is based.
Bring up the fire. Here we go. Stand by. Ready. And rolling. And action.
I read this book that this project's based on about 7 years ago, and I talked about it with David, and we just knew there was something to this idea that would resonate with people.
Cut. Cut. So what is Flash Forward? Flash Forward is how does having a glimpse of the future 6 months down the line change what you do today?
And it's all about exploring whether those futures are going to come true, what is the nature of fate, and why is all of this happening?
We gotta call this in. We gotta call 911. Trust me, they know. The novel, The Flash Forward, is 20 or so years in the future. And we wanted the day that we flash forward to be much more immediate, so we chose 6 months. Look, until emergency services arrives, we need to stay calm and help whoever we can, all right? They ain't coming. The other big change from the novel to the series is the novel takes place largely in Switzerland with a number of scientists who were involved in this event. And we knew that we wanted to broaden the scope and have quote-unquote real people involved in the story as opposed to maybe elitist scientists.
Speaking of sort of fate and destiny, the week after we'd gotten our pilot pickup, we had a short list of actors, and Joe was at the top of our wish list. We didn't know whether or not he would move to America and do television, so that was kind of a leap.
And you probably step forward too, Joe. Let's run those lines kind of on this vibe. Yeah.
I was in Los Angeles for a meeting on another film. I was quite literally on my way to the airport, and I got a phone call saying, could you just do a quick meeting? And I said, could I read anything before? And they couriered a script over to me, and I read it in minutes. So here's me used to writing with a quill, going from a quill to a Glock, and off a horse into a muscle car. And that was all quite fun, making that transition.
What's my name? What am I doing here? My name's Jack, and I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Casting Jack Davenport was really funny because the role of Lloyd in the pilot script is one line. He basically just sits on a couch without his shirt.
Shirtless, it's just 2 little syllables to anyone else. To me, that's like no cake and 9,000 sit-ups. And then they kept reshooting the damn thing. I mean, I was shooting that flash forward for like a year. And I came back after Christmas, and they went, we've got some new episodes, and this one we're going to shoot you from behind. And I was like, it's just Christmas.
Let's do one more. Just one more.
There. Half the instruments stick to my fingers when I'm operating. My manager sent me FlashForward and said, I think this is going to be your next job. And I read it, slightly skeptically, thinking, oh, what do you know? And read it and was like, no, absolutely.
It was hands down within the first 5 pages removed from everything I had ever read before. So, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, gosh, I wish I could get this. Like, not in a million years. There's no chance. But I'll audition and, you know, they'll say thanks and I'll say thanks.
On this angle, don't tilt quite so far back. This? Yeah, that's good enough. Mark?
I originally auditioned for Dimitri, and I knew that they were pretty well down the road with John, and I actually just wrote David Goyer a letter and just basically begging to be a part of the TV show.
When I read that moment where Suspect Zero is walking in the stadium and he's the only person in the world who's moving during the blackout, I was like, I'm coming back next week to see what that is.
When we made the pilot, we had Dominic Monaghan do that footage for us. So for us, getting Dom to do the show was really fun because we really went to him and just said, well, what would excite you to play?
This is a fun show. I play a much different character than the last guy that I played on TV. Simon is very cocky and arrogant and confident, so a lot of lines.
3 weeks, Lloyd, without so much as a phone call.
He's actually dictating certain scenes, so that means that there's a lot more to say. Because of that, it's a lot more work, which is good. You know, I enjoy that.
I know what
Where's the flash forward? The first time Dominic Monaghan is really in the show is episode 6. So we're working on the opening of episode 6 right now.
It was just a fantastic opportunity because you don't get many meetings like that in your life, in your professional career, where someone says, you know, what would you like to do? Let's work something for you. And by the time they came back, I was already convinced that I was going to do it.
The script is great, it's a great story, but as an actor, you have to go in and say, okay, this is the story, but what's going to happen next?
Everyone knew it's a great idea, and whether or not it could be executed was all that needed to be seen.
Day 1.
And how is it?
So far, so good.
Day 1.
Day 1, episode 2. This episode it takes place 3 days after the blackout, and everyone's kind of dealing with the ramifications of the flash forwards. So here's what they're going to say. Why don't you build a fire? No reason. Drop.
And the bracelet's here.
I should confess to not being generally a fan of the high concept drama. It's not really my thing. You know, when you get scripts and you're like, time traveling veterinarians, really? Really? But the thing about this that I thought was so clever was that, yes, you have got this enormous high concept event, but then it's done.
Cut! The story is unique in that it may have some sci-fi elements, but the story is basically about the people. It's about the characters and how their lives intersect.
Lloyd says we admit that our experiment seems the most likely cause, and that would prompt him to come over because he doesn't want him to say something like super libelous.
We've made this giant effort to have all the other stories feel very much about the characters, and it's great because the question's so big is that you can give so much information, so many answers, give so many reveals, and people are still looking to the bigger answer at the end of the season.
It's a very strange way of having to write because you're not writing towards, I wonder what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. So the mystery is in how does it unfold, not what am I moving towards.
The baby's fine.
One of the things that we've tried to do is write with audiences' expectations in mind, but also subvert those expectations. So I think the closer we get to April 29th, the more interesting the show gets.
When we were writing the pilot, we were trying to come up with an evocative clue. We liked the idea of like a burnt doll with one eye missing and a bullet casing. And it's the first example of this board of future clues actually coming to life, and it feels like the future really is going to happen.
And there's a kind of parallel journey as a cast, because we don't know what the writers are writing. You are your character's avatar, and you're trying to, you know, and you're living this other existence where you're waiting for the writer gods to hand down your fate.
I'd love to talk a little bit about how challenging it is to bring this to life. I mean, you're acting toward a flash of your character's future toward the end of the series, and I understand that David and the writers don't give you necessarily a lot to work with. Nothing?
The writers, Jessica, David, they always told me the same thing, which is Vogel's like a step or 2 steps ahead of everyone else. Okay, so maybe you should give me some of that information.
I told them when they came on, we're never going to tell you where your character is going, because in real life you don't know what is happening in the future, so why does your character need to know?
The actors are not even given sides. I got a script for this episode, and of course I had to ask for backstory. They're not telling anybody future story.
I'm not even sure I can tell you what my character's called, what he does, who he has relationships with, or anything like that.
You want me to be a double agent?
Yes.
Whoa. I personally, when I read it, I was like, I didn't see it coming. I mean, it's rad. Are you kidding me? The first time I read it, I was like, that's creepy, that's awesome!
And not one person in that office would suspect it's you.
But then all this stuff came up, like, oh my God, are they gonna kill me? Like, is someone gonna find out and then they're gonna shoot me?
For me specifically, it's like, you know, Dimitri is thinking, am I gonna die? And I'm thinking, is Dimitri gonna die?
I was very afraid, trust me, for months. Guys, you're gonna tell me, right?
Let me make this request now. If I have to die, at least let me take somebody with me. That's all I'm asking for, you know. Don't let me go out like a punk, please.
When David and I sat down to conceive this, we thought about a lot of the moves that we would want to make in the first season. And one of the big moves was one of the characters was going to commit suicide to prove that they could change their fate. It wasn't immediately apparent who that would be, but eventually we realized it would be the Al Goff character.
We called the episode The Gift because it's the ultimate selfless gift they can give, is showing them they can take the power back.
Well, it's the game changer for the show, really. The future is not set in stone. That in fact, you can find a way to manage your own destiny, which in some ways is what we're all trying to do, I suppose, in life, is to manage your own destinies.
When the show first got picked up after the pilot, David and Jessica and Mark Guggenheim brought me into the office to have a meeting, and they asked me if I felt comfortable with the character arc of Goff, you know, which I thought was, you know, very considerate of them to say, well, you know, we want to talk to you about it, and they brought me in and told me in person.
And action.
And I said to them in that meeting that I'd be honored because of what he does, you know, it being such a selfless act. And I really meant that. I feel that, you know, it was an honor to play this role in a show that's this good.
He's a really lovable guy. I would say he's the most loved guy we've had on set. He's just universally beloved, and they cast well because we mourned his death in the storyline, and we mourned his leaving the show.
Normally we give out the Lucky Cat on Fridays, but it's a Wednesday and it's Lee's last day on the whole series, so we just wanted to thank him for all his efforts and award him the Lucky Cat.
We were like, okay, he's doing a great job in the role. He can handle this role beautifully. We're gonna build up this role, and then he's gonna be the one. And that's how that developed.
Set, action.
It's one of the great things about writing for TV, too, because you get to see footage and then write your next episode with the benefit of the knowledge of what that actor's bringing to the part and how they're coming off on screen.
Start with this. Nikolai, hold on. ERT found this cell phone, hands it to you. Then you look to his thing as like, what do you got there? White Queen.
It was a little bit more like jazz in that there was the structure, but then you can riff. In production, you can segue to a completely different realm. So it affords great freedom.
Bryce, do you know Nicole? The scenes with Zach, actually, I'm not sure if they were planned to put our characters together, and we wound up working one day on the episode where he learns that I speak Japanese, and our characters just kind of worked. I'm just volunteering, helping people.
It's good. We need more people like you around here.
They kind of ran with it, so that was something that was a bit of a surprise, but it was a good surprise.
Come on, Janice! Stop being such a girl!
Oh, stop being such a bitch! One of the more compelling stories has been Dimitri's developing friendship with Janice, and that's something that completely came out of just watching footage of these two actors together.
Well, it complicates things, doesn't it? If it's baby making you need, I will take one for the team. I panicked when I read that. I was like, oh man, I wonder if people are really going to hate Dimitri. I'm just saying.
John and I had many conversations about how Dimitri's gonna look. You know, he's a hero figure in the show.
I felt that people had really gotten invested in the Dimitri-Zoe relationship, and I felt that people were really rooting for those two to make it.
But there's this joke for me on set that, like, whenever, like, Zoe comes on set, I'm like, she knows.
The story has this built-in structure where we start on October 6th and we know that we're going to end more or less on April 29th, catching up to the 6 months that everybody has seen in their future.
And the debate we had a million times was, do flash forwards come true to the letter, or can there be variation?
And one of the things that we came up with as a group was, in fact, the future is not as mapped out as it may seem in the pilot. Our emotions actually affect the future, and so people are very close to where they saw themselves in their flash forward, but they're doing something slightly different because the circumstances have changed.
It's a boy. It's a boy. I have to repaint the nursery. I had all these dresses.
Come on, Dylan. I think it was exactly right and where it should have been. I really do.
I have to make a call.
But it honored, I think, where these two people actually were at. I think if they'd forced us into a bedroom and had us undressing each other, it would have felt contrived and manipulated, and like we'd been like, oh, well, okay, assume the positions, if you'll forgive the pun.
Mark Benford is dead. He ran into the building. Doesn't have a chance.
And it was a very interesting take on the philosophy of destiny, which was that sometimes you have to put on a theater for destiny, that you have to put on your play and put on your costume and follow the script as closely as you can.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Over and above the blackout and visions, the central question is free will and destiny.
Are you getting serious now?
Yeah. I feel that maybe there's a combination between being the architects of our destiny, that maybe we're more linked to it than we think.
Oh, I have to go now. I'll see you later.
Never really lent myself too strongly to an idea of something bigger than all of us that's running the show. I always felt like, well, I'd like to run my show a little bit.
Now lean back, I go, oh, hell, man.
Oh. I don't know. It's enough for me to make sure that I'm living day by day, moment by moment.
I'm genius over here.
I'm just trying to keep it in the day as well, so I just go, you know what, I'm gonna do my best, get up, have a good day today.
They're both such abstractions to me. I know that I think we make our future every minute, every day.
I'm just excited to shut up.
I just like maybe seeing you in front of the camera for a change.
I feel like there's a psychological destiny that we all carry, something that is like destiny that we manufacture.
That's not mine.
Oh, really? Because it's got your name on it.
Where?
Part of me thinks that our free will causes our destiny to happen.
That's got beautiful.
Your free will is your destiny, you know, I think. You might think you're making a choice, but that's destiny.
Oh, you need me already? I was just gonna get on the funny chair.
Oh, we'll do it later.
I do believe that from the moment we're all born, there is a path.
Honestly, it's kind of comfortable. It's very nasty. I 100% think that there is an intended predestination for your soul, like in this universe. But it is incredibly easy to screw it up.
The romantic in me goes, yeah, sure, there's destinies in there somewhere, but the kind of cold-hearted English eel person says, don't be ridiculous. I mean, you know, so a little bit of both. I managed to not answer your question. Excellent.
Let's roll, please. Rolling. And action.
We're here on the 4th Street overpass looking over the 110 freeway. We're in downtown Los Angeles.
In the story in our script, every car has crashed.
Carnage everywhere. The world is in chaos.
This is a pretty massive scene. Lots of people die, lots of people are injured. 200 extras, shutting down 6 lanes of traffic, shutting down the 110 freeway, which is a massive freeway in Los Angeles. In retrospect, it was completely insane that we attempted this.
This sequence is basically aftermath, mass confusion, destruction, burning cars.
We got helicopters embedded in the side of the building, an oil tanker that explodes.
Got a stunt guy in this car that got trapped. We stuck him through the windshield.
We got some severed limbs down the way. Obviously, there's tremendous pyrotechnics and special effects. We weren't really sure how we were going to pull it off. This has been like a logistical nightmare.
When we were first conceiving how we wanted to shoot this, part of that involved being on an overpass above a major freeway so that we could see the devastation from a high up perspective. There was a lot of initial, well, that can't be done, or that's never been done before. And we found this location, and it was very complicated to make this 4th Street overpass work.
The location is the number one thing that we really had to consider here, because behind me is a huge glass building. There's a sea of glass to our other side, and we're going to do an explosion. So we took a lot of precautions, making sure that we weren't going to break any glass and it would still look good enough for the production.
The challenges here were really about special effects and how we controlled traffic. This is an aftermath scene, so the people traveling on the freeway underneath could potentially have accidents just looking at what they think is an accident.
It's so realistic. It's impossible to look at it and not feel the anxiety you would feel when you look at a real accident.
To be honest, when I saw how big the explosion was yesterday, because it's always bigger than they say it's going to be, and if I was driving on the freeway and that happened, I might have crashed.
Blowing up this tanker was a big deal for us.
It goes from the script to the drawings to the meetings to on the street with this. Then this is where we did the near miss with the tanker truck, and then you get to see the real deal.
The other day we slid the tanker into position with the stunt guys. Then we loaded it with explosives and things. We also were asked to have the back of it jump about 2.5 feet. And so we put some pneumatics on the back tires. It had 27,000 pounds of thrust, actually, and it took off one about 2.5 feet. It was great.
It catapults off the ground, and we're going to make it a little bit bigger and send some tires and debris flying in the air. Then we have another bit that's a CG car that's teetering on the edge, a computer-generated car that isn't really there.
And then everything that you'll see off the overpass, we're going to clean out and do in CG after the fact. Then we also filmed a lot of extras that will composite into the CG. So for miles and miles, there'll be stuff on those other bridges. Things are on fire, and it's just general mayhem.
Before the fuel truck blew up, we had a smashed car underneath it, and we had the car on fire and had a guy inside of it, and then he came out totally on fire and burning right in front of Joe. So we tied in Joe for the whole explosion and everything else.
Joseph Fiennes, who's done a lot of, Shakespeare in Love, Elizabeth, things like that, he hasn't had to act with a lot of CG elements. He hasn't done a lot of action. So he was quite keen to wave a gun around and run and jump on top of things and things like that. It's been like a big relief for him.
Background.
And action!
Mark, over here! Hey!
Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. You were driving, right? I blacked out. Me too.
To see our actors, Joseph Fiennes and John Cho, sort of stepping up, playing inside this disaster, I couldn't be happier.
Roll it, we're rolling, and action!
Hands up! Show me your hands! Hands up!
They've been taking a lot of special training, police training, Krav Maga training, to really know how to properly react with their body language, and in a dangerous situation, how would you act defensively?
We knew you were planning an attack. Huh? What is this? What did you do? Tell me! Huh? Tell me now! We know about the suitcase. Did you set it off? Did you set it off? Answer me!
I don't know. I blacked out.
Cut!
So seeing that all at work, seeing their performance, the makeup.
Oh crap, I'm gonna need makeup. I just touched my blood.
Some of the prosthetics of the burn victims. It's exciting and it's also disturbing.
The first step is I glue down all his body hair. And then we had a gelatin mixture that we heated up and just kind of just did layers and layers and built up. We took his ear and we squeezed it together and glued it shut, as you can see here. And then our final touch was we just put some charred stuff in his hair and some flaky charred skin pieces on top.
So look gross enough, America?
Before you dress in the blood, let me check with camera.
What happened?
We don't know.
Gotta be the big one. I mean, look at this mess. Gotta be.
When's help getting here?
I
don't know. Look, we need to stay calm and help whoever we can, okay?
Hey, come here.
What? What'd you say?
I just heard on my radio some guy in San Diego. They're dealing with the same thing. It's more than just LA, man.
Can't get through to Zoe. What about Olivia?
No.
But Olivia's close by, right? Hospital's 2 miles. You can make it on foot.
No, I can't.
Listen, there's nothing we can do here right now, man. Go check on your family. Go. Come on, go.
All right, okay. Basically, over the course of these 6 or 7 minutes, this is where our main character, Mark, discovered that it's not just this moment, it's not just LA, it's the entire state, it's the entire world. So basically what we're trying to paint is a disaster on a global scale that has to then reverberate through the life of the whole show.
You see the personal reality in the aftermath of a huge disaster like this, what that means for these characters within some very exciting action and global events.
So, what do we do here?
Anything you want. No limits, no fear. There's something for everybody.
Should we do it? Everybody ready? Ready. Okay, here we go. Roll sound.
This set that we're on today is a club. It's a sort of a secret underground club, and it's called the Blue Hand. This group has decided to embrace death, and my character actually gets involved in a game of Russian roulette.
Who's gonna play?
This is the one we're using for the roulette scene. Yeah, it's a real gun, a real 38 Smith & Wesson. We're looking into the chamber. We want to see that it's real. We want to see bullets in the front of the chamber, so it's really the only way to go.
Your ticket. In. Welcome to the Blue Hand, gentlemen.
Picture up. You fight back. It's like you're really being choked.
Today we might be seeing torture, we might be seeing some bondage. This is not your average club.
Each little area of the club has a station set up. They have like a very spooky looking homemade electric chair. That's like the carpentry project from hell, you know.
Torture chambers and human punching bags, meat hooks, dunk tanks, just the normal, normal stuff.
Nihilism. Lots of fun.
So what can I get you?
Cranberry juice.
Stand by for the picture, everyone.
My name is Jules Sylvester. I'm the scorpion wrangler for the day. Edie, she's also an animal trainer, and she's going to be wearing the scorpions because we can't put live scorpions on actresses. It doesn't go down well. And this is the live one. You ready? You notice I don't touch them. These are the emperor scorpions from West Africa. These actually came from Togo. And they're the biggest scorpion in the world.
So that's the real guy, yeah?
That's the real guy.
Wow. You wouldn't want to take that apart.
But the bigger ones aren't nearly as venomous as the smaller ones, correct?
It's true, yeah. You notice here on this ex-scorpion, huge claws and little venom, or tiny claws and packs of wool. Yeah. It's the scorpion is a scorpion, so there's no guarantees. Sure.
I'm really glad it's in the soup container.
And then when you got
Very good. Okay. Circle that take, please.
Blue hands. Should I pee first?
Do you have to?
Yeah.
Yes. You should.
See, I got
Unless you want to pee first. Where's the closest?
I'm gonna get you guys to sort of squeeze in this way a little bit more. And we're gonna be right back here and get in amongst you like this. Like this.
Okay, let's stand by for picture then.
more smoke, please.
Roll, please.
Set. And action.
It's a big scene for Dimitri's character because Dimitri's a ghost, and so all of this really just reflects on him and his fears and his grappling with his own mortality and his own impending death. Reno is like a big reflection on him.
The blue hand marks a surrender to the inevitable.
For me, as an FBI agent, one of my aims and objectives is to protect life. You really think about who the blue hand people are. A person who is unafraid to die many times will be someone who's unafraid to kill, because there's no consequences for them. And in their flash forwards, they didn't see heaven or hell. They saw absolutely nothing.
I want this here. Not today. Not today.
As we're running down details, why don't we circle back on what you saw?
I told you I was in a meeting.
And action. Listen, yeah? Cut! Should we do one more?
We are reshooting 2 shots from the pilot. The reason being, since the show got picked up and they've built the bathroom set, that we've kind of changed it to a bathroom they like better. By doing that, we needed to reshoot 2 shots.
We're matching to the stuff inside. We'll have our video reference from the day, and then we're doing an overhead shot. We'll do like this will be like kind of a 10mm shot, also to match into the pilot.
We're gonna do a shot that slides across here, reveal some feet underneath the the stall there. So let's pull the ladder out. Let's do rehearsal while we're sitting.
All right, here's a rehearsal. Ready and action.
Courtney, when I give you a cue, turn the page of the paper.
Picture's up. All right, on the buzzer.
Courtney obviously brings authority to the role, but I think what surprised us all was he also brings kind of a sense of humor to the show.
All right, I wasn't in the meeting. I was having a bowel movement.
Sorry I asked.
No. You wanted it, now you're gonna get the blow by blow. So wait, it gets better. Because I was also on the can when the blackout happened.
The idea is, you'll step out, you'll see him, it's like one of these hell,
No.
Yeah.
Why me?
Yeah. And then you're gonna have to flop him down onto the ground. You're gonna have to kneel down, and then ultimately it's one of these, like, give us like a 1/1000 beat, and then you gotta go in as if to do mouth to mouth.
I rarely get the chance to, show my light side, so I was pleased that David Goyer and the writers chose the humor side, so it's fun.
Change!
Very nice. I think we should move on.
And we had a blast shooting it.
Oh yeah! Cut! All right, we'll do one more, then we'll move on.
Got it?
That's great, Courtney.
A little operation, a little blood, a little guts, a little glory.
We're at the Veteran Affairs Hospital in Los Angeles, California, filming some scenes for FlashForward.
Second team rehearsal, second team. Picture, and roll please, rolling.
There's been a huge disaster. Everybody in Los Angeles has blacked out for a couple of minutes. If they were performing an operation here at the hospital, the patient continued to bleed while the doctors collapsed. It's a gigantic disaster. There are bodies everywhere. They're pouring into the hospital, and the doctors and orderlies here are running around trying to make sense out of the chaos. It's all happening all around us right now.
What do you got? An 8-year-old boy, Pete versus car, plowed straight through a fence at an elementary school.
We're taking care of the actors, making sure they're nice and bloody in their patient gowns. And the blood, there's a lot of blood. So
yeah.
Big old messy leg.
There's some arterials.
The added authenticity. Look, watch the photo. Yeah. The doctor slippage.
We're rotating from a little blood to a little more blood to really bloody.
Desperately trying to get an IV in him.
Okay,
He's going to start losing a lot of fluid.
I like that. So we'll have a nurse trying to put an IV in.
You're looking at him, you're doing this number.
We've done a few surgery boot camps, and we've been to Cedars, and we trailed some people at Cedars.
But it's kind of hard to do research, general research, because the operations are so specific that you'd have to go and do full surgery to go to know what was going to be needed week after week.
We come in here and we learn how to sew people up and get used to the blood and guts. And
I think if anything, it's maybe less squeamish, actually. There's something great about standing over huge wounds and blood, and, watching organs and having someone hand you a bit of gallbladder, and it's like, wow, this is totally fascinating and all fake, but fascinating.
Yeah, it's a gunshot wound. See in there. It bleeds. It's got a foam channel in there, so it actually absorb blood in there. You push on it and actually get it to bleed on its own.
It looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing.
Swab?
Bring the code card.
Today was very scary. I'm going through surgeries today. Hello. And I have to say the scariest part about it is when you're all hooked up to all your IVs and your nose tube and blood is all over you, like it really feels like you're in a hospital. I mean, it's crazy how lifelike everything seems. When you have like a machine that's going beep, 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 you're thinking like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't stop beeping, because it feels real. It feels real, really having surgery. It's creepy.
Let's roll. Rolling. Action.
The story of FlashForward is huge. I mean, it's global. So we are really working hard to show a scale and scope that you don't see on TV shows. One of the great things about this show is we're showing LA, and David Goyer had shown various things of other parts of town, everyone fainting. So we're just trying to get a different look. MacArthur Park is a famous LA landmark. We didn't think we were going to be allowed to do it, but luckily LA City showed that they were competitive and production friendly, so we're very grateful.
Rehearsing and background. 3, 2, 1, drop.
Today, everyone is going into their black hats.
The major part is the countdown. You're 3, 2, 1, and drop. We're all able to synchronize it together and just know exactly when to drop.
What I'm doing is I'm coming down the hill over here, and I fall, like I just passed out without any warning at all. I'm wearing, elbows, hips, knees, wrist guard, and rib cage. It's pretty much the elbow and the shoulder and the hip. That pretty much takes all the impact.
The best part, though, were the neighbors. We're doing our 3, 2, 1 down. They started going down as well. And they weren't nearly as good as our guys. And one of the other PAs, Chris Kolpak, he jumped to me on the radio. He was like, hey, Kevin, so that guy over there at that back third table, he kind of left his head up. Like, he didn't go down all the way. Can you talk to him? And I was like, yeah, it's because he's not with us.
We've had some bogeys. We've done a pretty good job of catching them, but there's such a big park, and there's so many nooks and crannies and openings, and every now and then something comes in. But we've done a pretty good job of blocking that out today.
Today on our MacArthur Park Day, and, we've got permission from the city to put the bus 10 feet into MacArthur Park Lake.
We obviously had to, have detailed plans and an environmentally clean bus. None of the motor components or any of the fuel components get into the lake. We had to do some safety preparation.
We've got a large tow truck back here, and that's a stopping point. That means that he can't go beyond that point. We had a couple of tires in line as springs to take up some of the curse of the shock.
And we're hoping to get a decent splash we put a fairing on the front of the bus under the bumper to try to increase the amount of water movement we have once we hit it. Since we can't put the bus all the way into the lake, we'll kind of give the beginning splash of the bus entering it.
As the bus enters, it's just the whole windshield completely covered. You actually think you're getting ready to totally go under.
It was a lot of fun. It's quite spectacular.
This is really exciting because it's an action sequence, it's a car chase, but it has a twist. It's tied in thematically to our show.
Background and action!
Cine is kind of an interesting twist of fate with Agent Dimitri No, played by John Cho. And we've got our visiting Agent Banks from MI6, and they're collaborating on finding this murderer who's running around killing people who live past their supposed death date.
I had no flash forward, which basically means that on that date you will be dead. But Goff's suicide led us to believe that I would actually survive.
I found a way to change the game.
So we had another agent commit suicide to prevent a woman's death. Now this other guy is out trying to kill this woman.
The idea is that Slingerland sees Celia walking across the street and figures he's going to be the end of the universe and set things right. So he starts hitting at her at a high rate of speed.
As he goes to run her over, Dimitri in his blue car crashes into Slingerland. Bang!
So the cars are pretty set up. There's 5-point seat belts in there for the drivers, and we've taken out all the airbags so they won't deploy on wrecks. This is called a fuel cell. It replaces the gas tank. So when we have a car wreck or collision, there's no chance of gas leaking out and having any type of fire. It's self-contained. It replaces the gas tank. We will do one rehearsal. Then we will do take 1 with no impact but all the lead up. And then take 2 is the full crash. So both these cars will be at 75 feet back, and the cars are coming at 25 miles an hour. And on impact here, Eddie's probably going to be pushed into that taxi cab over there. Just what we wanted. Nice and violent. Story point wise, it's perfect. We couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, the easy part. I just drive a straight line and don't let up. The guy that hits me, he's got the hard part.
Slingerland stumbles out of the car and continues to run after Celia.
Dimitri gets out of his car and says, Celia, run.
There's a little chase scene that goes on, and then after the chase scene is over, I run into the street. I'm looking one way, and then I get hit by a car the other way.
We wanted to hit the windshield, and the car slams on the brakes and spits her back on the street. So try to swing an elbow in there and try to crack that. I don't care. It doesn't have to shatter.
Okay.
Just try to get an elbow in there or something.
I'm gonna try to put my back straight into it. If not,
just come in and get that.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I'm all padded up. I'm ready. I feel secure.
All right, Danny, tell me when you're ready. Ready. All right, pictures up. Good, pictures up. Ready, and action. Go.
Our good guys are trying to avert something really bad from happening, and by averting it, they cause it. So it goes back to our theme of you can't really control fate.
She's alive. You failed. You failed!
It's done either way. See you soon, Spartan. Season 1 of Flash Forward, to a certain extent, will be defined to me by the fact that I can finish a Rubik's Cube. There's a total system. It's basically a series of algorithms that you just follow. You're looking for patterns in the cube. You're looking for ways that the cube is kind of telling you what to do next.
Sounds technical.
Helps if you have a PhD or two.
See, he's so weird. It's so great. How cool is that? Yeah, but he does that. He does the cube a lot. He's been carrying that around for months.
Dominic doesn't know. Just get Dominic to do his Rubik's Cube. He'll do that really fast for you. No, he does. He's learned how to do it. It's a lot of time on his hands.
Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes 10 minutes. So, there's blue and red right there.
There's a lady on the show called Claire who is one of the clapper loaders. And very early on, I watched her finish a Rubik's Cube. And I said, I want to learn that. And she said, well, if you want to learn it, you have to go through it in the correct way, in the way that I was taught.
No, she's a cheater.
No!
Oh, that's rigged. Yeah, she's a cheater.
So I can't even put it back together again.
Simon is very much disjointed from everyone on the show, and I don't necessarily feel that way as a person. I'm quite sociable and quite chatty, and I wanted something to keep me in my own kind of place, and the cube did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the attachment that I developed to.
Let's try.
This is intense. Okay, leave me alone. But just the attachment I have to this child is. This is serious, Barry. What was I talking about?
Child. Get it. It's right there. Get it. Yes. No. Barry will not.
No, I didn't kill
I think he's
him.
scared.
Oh, Barry. Okay. This is gonna be a really good one.
This is like in 20 years when you're like
This is a good
super
one.
famous, you know,
This is gonna be a
and
good
you're
one.
like, you know, winning the Oscar for, you know, whatever. Like I'm gonna. I'm totally giving this footage to the Academy. All right. Center, focus, the attachment to the child.
The attachment to the baby.
Kangaroo. Kangaroo. Inexplicable. What the hell's a kangaroo doing on a freeway?
I have no idea if this will work. It was worth it just to get a kangaroo out on Broadway, even if it doesn't work.
Was it the kangaroo?
The kangaroo,
Don't ask me. I mean, I only work here.
Burning question number one for the producers, kangaroo?
This is Feznik. He's roughly about an 8-year-old kangaroo. And basically, him and his buddy Tucker are here today to shoot a scene where they jump through the devastation of an aftermath.
I asked for any kind of marsupial in my scenes. Wouldn't give me anything. Just a koala. How about that? Duck-billed platypus. Why not?
every time I see the kangaroo in the script, I get a little heart palpitation. But there, you know, the kangaroo did have one really good day of work. It's inconsistent. I don't want to give too much away about where the kangaroo may or may not go.
You gotta wonder, maybe the zookeeper left the cage door open when he blacked out. I mean, or was it a circus? I mean, who the hell knows?
It's a symbol of how everything has really gone haywire on this day, and the kangaroo will be there on other days that the world gets turned around this much.
Wow.
Was that a kangaroo?
That is the best costume I have ever seen.
I think the kangaroo is best left a mystery.
Kangaroo will be back. Oh, so kangaroo's a thing. Kangaroo's a thing.
Timing, hello.
Hi, good. How are you guys?
Good. How's
Nice, it's coming.
We're getting out. Hello. Hi, how are you? I'm Jamie. I'm the production coordinator.
My name is Yuko. Please call me Yuko.
Yuko, nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
This is Yuko, who's a very big movie star in Japan. In episode 9, one of our characters goes to Japan, and we wanted to cast an authentic Japanese actress as opposed to an American playing someone Japanese.
アメリカのセットでは今日が初めて。正直まだちょっとだけ実感がないんですけど。はい。
Very nice to meet you.
きっかけは本当にロサンゼルスで撮影するその衣装の中でジャパニーズアクトレスを探しているので書類出しをしてもいいかとかもしれないから出してくださいぜひぜひで資料を出してもらって。
Yuko, this is Jeff.
Hey, how you doing? Tucson.
正直本当に受かると思わなかったんですよ。そんなうまい話がと。 驚いたまま今日この日を迎えてしまいました。Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
My name is Yuko.
Zach.
Zach. Please call me Yuko.
Okay, you call me Zach.
Zach. ブライスもディレクターもピースフレンドリーですごくこう優しく迎えてくれて、少し海外で撮影することに対して不安もあったんですけど、楽しく撮影が今からとても楽しみです。じゃあ先の話も教えてもらおうかな。この後どうなるんだろうってすごい気になるの。
She want to know that kind of the, future story, like,
where the story
is going.
Yes.
Right.
My name is Hitomi. I'm Yuko's translator. I'll be translating in between her and director and all the other crew. She's done like a lot over there in Japan, but this is her first experience to be in American television, so she's very excited.
Good morning.
I'm nervous. もうドキドキして。彼女もファーストデーだし、私もファーストデーだし。
Yeah, Keiko's right. The interview, it's her first day, and then this is Yuko's first day, so it's perfect.
Favorite American television show? Do you watch American television?
FlashForward tonight 8?
まずは今日は初日なので、いい会社に入るべくしっかり面接を受けて合格したいと思います。
それで尊敬する人は誰ですか？
ありきたりではありますが、キュリー夫人とジェーン・グドールとジミー・ヘンドリックスです。
That's a cut. Yuko's the most charming actress I've met in years. She's the Japanese Audrey Hepburn, and I have no idea how good she was until today.
Exciting experience.
You have no idea what we are talking about, right? She's quite amazed with the treatment. We don't have this kind of catering back in Japan when we are shooting, so it's a great moment for her.
なんだろう、私自身も何か稽古と同じようにチェンジ・ザ・ワールドのきっかけにフラッシュフォワードがなればいいなと思ってます。
Who am I? And the lipstick, maybe that'll help me understand who I am.
新井田恵子さん、早くして。もうみんな待ってるから。
I give out a lucky cat to the best person, for that week. So we wanted to do this. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you.
So she gets the lucky cat.
招き猫。
Yes. Yes.
日本語だと招き猫って言って、その幸せを呼び込む猫の着物。
We're thrilled. We think all of the work, all the scenes you've done, they're beautiful, they're amazing.
でデイビッドからいただき物をしたりして、こんなにいい撮影環境ってなかなかないよなと思ってロスが好きになりました。
So please come back.
Yes. Please call me. To be continued. To be continued. 全部 T で。T で。
すみません。何を書いてるのか伺いたいのですけど。
ここにないものを書いてる。
それは興味深いですね。芸術家の方々を取材しましたが、その多くが意識を失ったあの事件の後、アートを通してその体験を表現したそうです。あなたもそうですか？
意識を失った時、新しい作品の仕上げをしていた。倒れた時手に持ったままだった筆がキャンバスを横切って作品は台無し。
修正は無理ですか？
俺の作品はミニマルアート。動きも力強い形も勢いもない。光と影だけが曖昧に揺らぐ。 作品を斜めに横切る強い黒い線は自分の書きたいことと正反対、終わりだよ。
取材した多くのアーティストがその瞬間に見たものからインスピレーションを得ている。あなたは何を見ましたか？
ギャラリーの外で作品を売る話をしてた。
それは素晴らしい。
何人かには作品を見せたが誰も欲しがらない。俺の絵は特色がなく挑戦する意気込みもない安全すぎる作品だとさ。
その台無しになった作品は見せましたか？
なぜそんな作品を見せる必要が？
事件がみんなの人生に影響を残したように、その足跡をあなたの作品にも残したのかもしれない。
どういうこと？
あなたの作品を横切る線、それこそビジョン、つまり誰も予想しなかった時の中断を表現しているのではないですか？
アーティストはビジョンを変えない。
もしかしたらビジョンがあなたを変えようとしたのかもしれません。
Everybody says, post your story on Mosaic, tell the world, share your future, shared experience. That's what they're calling it, right? Because you and I both have flash forwards. We can relate to each other. It creates a kind of universal trust, right?
That sounds about right.
I knew it.
Knew what?
They've gotten to everyone. Don't trust them just because they tell you to.
Who's they?
Aliens, government, doesn't matter who. All that matters is that it's classic manipulation. They're showing us visions of our future. Mind implants.
Mind implants?
Exactly. It's Machiavellian. They've got us at the knees. We're scared, we're terrified, we're vulnerable. They've got us exactly where they want us to be, believing that a future exists, but what if it doesn't? That's why I'm doing exactly what I'm doing in my flash forward.
So wait, so you think there is a future?
The lucky ones.
And are you a lucky one?
What you like to know? But if my flash forward was true, it makes perfect sense. That's exactly what I'd be doing on Judgment Day.
And what were you doing?
I don't exactly know where I was, but it was dark, dank, like a cellar, you know. And I was really scared, but I knew no one would hurt me. I think I was in some government bomb shelter in the Lake District. You didn't hear that. They don't exist. Yet. Don't trust him! Don't trust him! Don't trust him!
Sorry, it's my, sorry. I don't usually do this. I'm kind of shy, usually. My boyfriend's also going to be here in like 10 minutes, so can we be quick?
No problem. What did you see?
Well, I was planning my wedding.
Oh, that sounds like a great flash forward.
It really was. I was, looking through magazines and picking out dresses and taking a cutout of my head and putting it over the models' faces, which is totally weird. I know. I'm sorry. It's cliche.
Sounds like pretty typical bride behavior to me.
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, I was really excited. And I even finally managed to lose those last 5 pounds I've been holding on to forever. Hey, babe, you're early.
What are you doing?
I'm just being interviewed about what I saw in my flash forward. We're almost done.
I was talking about the drink. You know these things are full of calories.
Sir, would you like to tell us your vision too?
Not a chance in hell. This is all stupid fantasy crap. Come on, Phoebe. We have a reservation.
Don't worry. He's not the one I'm marrying.
How long have I been working here? Long enough to embarrass my parents, I guess. No, you know, it's like anything else, man. You gotta be happy for what you got, and right now this is what I got.
And what did you see in your flash forward?
I don't know, man.
Did you not see anything?
No, I mean, I saw something, but it's kind of embarrassing, you know? And hard to forget, I guess. I was with this beautiful girl, I mean, amazing, you know? She was, like, totally cool. I could tell because she had horn-rimmed glasses on and a pink streak through her hair. Perfect, you know? Anyhow, we were parked off the runway at LAX and sitting on top of my car, eating hot dogs, watching the planes go by. I mean, you know, it's amazing. The thing is, I have no idea who this girl was. Like, none at all. And the weird thing is, I gotta tell you, it was like my dream date. Not that I've been on, like, many dates recently or anything.
Do you think what you saw is gonna come true?
Come on. A guy like me and a girl like that, that's my dream. I've had that dream before. Granted, it's, you know, been with Megan Fox, but a dream's a dream.
So you don't believe that was your future?
I mean, that would be nice, but, you know, look, man, I went to college, I worked hard, and now I work in a coffee shop. I live in an apartment with a Murphy bed. A Good Friday night usually consists of me having a box of onion rings. It's alright to dream as long as you don't get too hung up on those dreams coming true, you know?
What do you think caused the global blackout?
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, the only thing I know is that, you know, no matter how hard we try, there's things out there that we'll never, ever be able to explain. It's like, part of me thinks kind of that's what keeps people going. As crazy as it sounds, but I make pumpkin lattes for a living.
This is good. We got about an hour before the cops show up. Feeling lucky? All right. So I spend my whole life persuading people to make a choice, right? Get your money ready, guys. Get your money ready. Get ready to hand it over because I don't lose. Which is why those same people might find it kind of funny after hearing about what I saw in my flash forward. So yeah, in my flash forward, I'm sitting on this beach somewhere, right? In my hand, I'm holding this old, crusty piece of music. Why? I don't know. It's not like I can read it. But it's by this guy called Orlando Gibbons. Somehow, I know it's worth serious dough. I don't even know how I know that. I just had this feeling like I hit the jackpot. Right then, I hear a girl screaming off in the water like she's drowning or something, and she's looking dead at me like, what am I, in Baywatch or something? Like, do I need to go rescue her? At the same time, I look over, here comes 3 guys running straight for me. They're not even looking at the girl. They're looking at me, yours truly, right? So I'm faced with a choice. What do? Do I leave this Orlando Gibbons piece in the sand for these goons to boost? Save the girl or save the thing that's gonna set me up for the rest of my life? I don't know. So that's it. So then I wake up. Choices. It's tricky, you know, because there's always a winner, there's always a loser.
It's been crazy. Work priorities have taken over my life. My husband's the same way. Sometimes we don't see each other all week. Dan was right. He said we deserved a vacation so we could spend some quality time together. He wanted to go skiing. I've never been skiing. I've never felt the pull to, but he wanted to go. He was so cute. He made a whole presentation. He sat me down for a PowerPoint with a chocolate cupcake and a glass of wine and just sold me on the adventure trip of a lifetime. Skiing somewhere in the European Alps near the roof of the world. I love going to Hawaii, but he wanted to try something adventurous. But now, after the flash forward, I was walking a glacier. I was in a party of 6 people. Dan wasn't there. I didn't know any of the people and none of them spoke English. I was tired, I don't know about the others, and I think we were lost. The people, they were all speaking French. What were we doing there? Where was Dan? We were all roped together. I don't know if that was some kind of safety precaution. It was frightening. I remember feeling panic. I think we were in a pretty bad situation. We canceled the vacation. We want to keep close to home. Right now, a staycation, watching old movies, is my idea of a great time, long as we're together.
I've got a great job, a lot of good friends, and I share my life with a wonderful woman. My wife, Lizzie. You want a cup of coffee, Shug? Yes, please. I've been blind since I was 18 months old, but it's never been an issue for Lizzie, or for us. We've been together for 12 years, and I thank God for her. She's a beautiful woman. I know she is. And when we walk through the park or the city, I know other guys are looking at her. Even a blind man can see that. And that's what makes all this so special. Because in my flash forward, I can see. I'm not blind anymore. It was amazing. I was riding a bike in the park. I was happy, laughing. I don't know, somehow my brain must have reconnected with the memory of things that I saw before I lost my sight, because I knew what things were. I knew what I was looking at. I got off the bike, I sat on a bench, and I look up, and I'm looking at the sky, and at the trees, and kids are playing, and dogs are scaring the birds away. People are picnicking. And then I heard Lizzie's voice. She called my name, and I turned around, and that's when I saw her. For the first time, I could see my wife's face. You know, it's one thing to touch it, but to see it, to see how she looks when she laughs. Lizzie had the same flash forward. She said she's glad that I caught her on a good hair day. I guess no one really knows what the future's all about. But no matter what happens, I've always got the memory of my sweet Lizzie's face. And if it turns out that that's the last thing I ever see, fine with me.
I'm not weirded out by the whole flash forward thing. The whole universe is bizarro land, you ask me. And my ex-girlfriend telling me I need to get a life, that weirded me out right there. But I told her, sure, I could get a job, but what for, you know? How much stuff do I need? Long story short, when she was walking out the door, she gives me this gift certificate for a year membership to a freaking gym. Place is owned by that company that has those commercials with the rockin' music and the people on the frickin' treadmills, and don't even get me started on that stuff. But the ultimate weird out is that in the flash forward that I had, I'm at the frickin' gym, and I'm doing this clean and jerk deadlift, like you see in the Olympics. But I'm not like cleaning and jerking like 10 or 20 pounds. I'm doing 350. Hello? But there I am, decked out in spandex. I'm in a gym, people are watching, and I've got this barbell that's like the size of a walrus, and I'm pushing it up over my chest. I get it here, and I can feel the weight. And I'm holding it there, and I go into this crouch, and like I'm gonna rest there for a second, and then wham! I heave it up over my head, and I'm holding it there, and I stagger around a little bit, and then bam, I drop it in the floor. 2 questions. Why would I want to do that? And seriously, why would I want to do that? Here's what I'm thinking happened. I think I had some other dudes flash forward. I think electrodes got crossed somewhere and I flashed onto some other dude's vision or whatever. And the other dude is out there begging to be doing his 350-pound clean jerk and wondering how come he's got a beer gut and a six-pack and is watching the director's cut of Porky's. Trust me, the universe is frickin' bizarro land.
It was like a dream for me, but like I was living inside the dream. I mean, everybody has passions, you know, but we never really get to chase them down. And now that I've seen it, it made me think, well, maybe there's a chance. So, here I was, trying out for this new TV dance show, and I'm working it. Oh! Go, Eddie. Shut up, man. And I'm doing the old school, I'm doing the new. You know? It's like I dropped 30 pounds, I got my six-pack back, then it comes to my signature ending, and I land it with the jazz hands, and the crowd roars, and then the results come in, and they pick me. I'm in! Oh, unbelievable. You know, it's weird, but when I was a kid, I used to dance all the time, and then I grew up, and it's like I forgot. I mean, every once in a while in college, back in Utah, we'd have a lot of parties, and we'd, drink a few beers, and somebody would turn on the tunes, and then, I'd start moving and get into it, but man, what I wouldn't give to have that flash-forward dream come true. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Crack of dawn, I'm gonna get me back into the gym. I'm gonna work out cardio, weights, cross-training. I'm gonna learn routines, hire a choreographer, and make new dance routines. That flash forward showed me how it could be. I'm gonna go for it. 200%.
I always had a feeling something was missing from my life. But when my mom died a year ago, I had this overwhelming sense of being alone. But my flash forward, I think it's given me something to hope for. I saw myself having dinner with a guy. He was nice. We were laughing. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't like that at all. But I still felt close to him. And we were having dinner at my house, which is weird because I still don't feel like having people over since Mom died. But there we were, just the two of us having dinner. We were talking about my photos, going through albums. He wanted to see the last picture I took of Mom. That kind of stopped me dead in my tracks for a second. I took that picture when we went to Lake Michigan. She was pretty sick by then. That he really wanted to see it. So I turned the page and there she was. There was Mom. And he just stared and stared at that picture I took. And I got teary just watching him. And I said, "You've got her eyes." And he came around the table and hugged me. It felt so good. And then it ended. I think I have a brother. All my life, I thought I was an only child. It was just Mom and me. But like I said, I felt that something was missing. Could what I saw be true? Could I really have a brother? I would have loved growing up with a brother.
It's been a 180-degree turn for me. I'd given up entirely. It was never going to happen for me. But that's all changed now. I'm a writer. Unpublished. Like most writers, I work part-time to get by. I've written 3 novels. I've spent years trying to get an agent or publisher to read them, but I couldn't make it happen. Then last New Year's Eve, I decided I'd had enough. I had no more to give to writing. I was spent. And I pretty much stuck to that. I didn't write a thing. That was until my flash forward. I was in a big bookstore at a release party. And that party was for a book that I had written. And I looked up on the wall and there was a huge photo of me. And under the picture there was the title of my book. It was called
Salt for my soul. And that's where it gets really weird. Because I haven't written that book yet. I haven't written anything since I gave up on writing. After my flash forward, I couldn't get that title out of my head. I kept wondering what it was all about. I wanted to read that book more than anything. And that's all that it took. The very next day, I sat down and I started at the keyboard. And that's what I've been doing ever since. It's going really well. At least I think it is. I'm just trying not to think too much about it. Just enjoy writing again. So my days are filled now with working this job, and every break I get, I write my book. And one day it'll be finished and I'll know what it was all about. And then, well, who knows?
Every morning, I get up at 4:30. I'm in the pool by 5:15. I follow that black line, man. That's what I do. I've been aiming for the Olympics since I was 6 years old. I know a lot of people are gonna change their whole lives because of what they saw on their flash forward, but not me. I've always been someone who focuses on the here and now. You know, I stay on track. I don't worry about yesterday or tomorrow. I let other people do that for me. You can't leave it up to chance or divine intervention. You have to stay sharp every meet, every competition. But we're definitely on track to qualify for the U.S. Olympic team. And the plan is to win gold in the 400-meter free, which is what makes my flash forward kind of off track. I was in bed in a hospital. It was night. The whole place was pretty quiet. And I didn't feel right. I didn't feel like I feel right now. And I felt scared. I know that. I reached over to my bedside table for a glass of water, but my shoulder, it hurt. It hurt so much I couldn't pick it up, and I knocked it over. And a nurse came in and she said that I should be asleep so that I'd be ready for tomorrow. I started crying, couldn't help it. She held my hand. She was really nice. She said the surgeon was the best and that I shouldn't worry. And that was that. That was the end of it. To be honest, this is the most I've even talked about it. I mean, that's the future, right? Or maybe it's not. Who knows if it'll even happen? I gotta work with what I know in the here and now. I'm not gonna think about it. Flash forward. If I hold back, I'll never make it, so I put my faith in my coach. I trust him. He knows how to get me to that middle podium in London.
My life? Yeah. It is what it is. Sure, I got dreams. We all got dreams. But with the flash forward thing and all, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I was riding this big, beautiful horse, like brown and kind of cream, like real riding. I'm at some kind of pony club in the country. It's all green and there's trees and stuff. I was wearing one of those safety helmet things, and I've got the good riding pants and a nice shirt and boots. I used to have a doll of a girl riding a horse, and that's how I look, just like that doll. But I've never been on a real horse before. In my flash forward, me and this horse, we were galloping around this big field, and we had to jump over those hurdle things. I didn't want him to be scared, so I leaned low over my horse's neck and I whispered to him, "Go, good boy." He made a little noise like telling me to trust him. It was okay, like we'd do it. He went faster and we flew right over that hurdle. Clean over it. Man, I can't believe he had guts. Like he had heart. You know? I rubbed his neck and told him how great he was. And I felt great too. More than anything, I felt he loved me. And I loved him. we were together like we belonged to each other. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it's crazy, but it'd be nice though.